Go ahead.
Hello people, today is Club Training Day! Today I'm going to help you give effective impromptus! For me, giving impromptus is mostly my favorite part of the meeting. You probably already know how loquacious I am, especially when giving impromptus. Anyway, I am here to give you some of my favorite tips that really helped me when I first joined Speakers League, and they still help me today. So, what exactly happens when you give an impromptu? We already know that the goal is to speak on the topic that you're given for 2 full minutes. But sometimes it can be kind of challenging to do that, especially when you get a question that you don't like or you don't know how to answer, or something like that. One of my favorite techniques for this is the switcheroo approach. I personally don't really use it because I usually get questions that I like, and I like a challenge, even if I don't like the question I get. How it works is if you get a question that you don't know how to answer, you can pretty much change it to almost anything that you would like by saying something like this. Well, prehistoric era really does remind me of what my dream bedroom would look like, because I would have lots of dinosaur plushies. Something like that, you know? The switcheroo technique is only one approach, and we should try to avoid using it every single meeting, because then that is defying pretty much the purpose of impromptus. The purpose of them is not only to speak on the topic for 2 full minutes, but to be stumped by the question, to speak on the spot. Something that I did when I first joined Speakers League is at home I would practice giving impromptus. All you really need for this is a timer, something red, green, and yellow, your Speakers League binder, another person, and obviously yourself, because you can't do anything without yourself. Have the other person prepare some questions without them telling you what they are. They are going to act as the impromptu master and the timekeeper. Show them the timing guidelines for impromptus, which is in your Speakers League binder. Next, have them ask you a question and set the timer. What you're going to do is try to talk for the whole 2 minutes while the other person times you and gives you the color signals. This one really helped me a lot because it gave me some more experience with questions that I didn't know. Another thing you can do is format the way you answer your impromptu questions. For example, if you were asked, what is your favorite book? While you're pushing in your chair at the table, you will need to do some quick thinking. The first step is to say something like this. Well, my favorite book, let's see, I mostly like action novels, funny stories, or mysteries, or whatever literature you like. This is just the blank to me. My favorite action novel is going to be The Hunger Games or Cinder, a new novel that I recently read. And my favorite funny story is going to be Mr. Stink, or one of the David Wan's books or Roald Dahl books. I like them all. Don't make me choose. So once you've heard the question, I find that it really helps if you think in your head. So what kind of books do I like to read? Which one is my favorite, or group of favorites, out of all of them? Were there any that I didn't like? And next you could state what literature you enjoy reading and your favorite books from those categories. I really find that it's a lot easier to speak if you have all of your thoughts organized, because if they're not organized, they're just in a jumble in your head and you don't know how to get them out. Also, if you're nervous about speaking in front of a group of people, it helps to pretend that the other Speakers League members aren't there. You're just having a conversation with the impromptu master, and the impromptu master is just asking you random questions. I made this poster that shows these 4 rules of impromptus. It's very colorful. I hope you don't get a headache. So I demonstrated these with the what is your favorite book question. The first step is to format the answer in your head. So then you can speak it out loud, create a conclusion, and work your way towards that conclusion. With the what is your favorite book question, or any question you can say, well, formatting the answer doesn't necessarily have to be in your head. It can be like, well, I like to read these kind of books, and blah, 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 you know? And then if you did it in your head, you can speak it out loud. When you see at least the yellow signal, sometimes even the green signal, you're going to want to create a conclusion. Like, overall, I would say that my favorite novel of all time is The Hunger Games. Then, once you see the red signal, you're going to try to speak that conclusion out loud because you only have 30 seconds after the red signal. You can use these rules when you're giving impromptus, but you really do not have to follow them precisely. They're just guidelines I made. I personally don't follow them every single time I give impromptus, only sometimes. Please remember that all of these tips are just guidelines that I made to assist you. I hope they will help you give effective impromptus. Remember, Speakers League is practice for public speaking in the real world, like TED Talks and such. It's not the end of the world if you mess up. We've all messed up before. I hope these tips help you. Thank you for listening.